I don't think I'm alone in believing that the internet kinda sucks now. I'm a 90s kid, and I'm definitely a believer in 90s, 2000s, internet and technology supremacy. Give me GeoCities, give me eBaum's World, give me insanely customized themes in Winamp. That's what I'm talking about. But for most people today, the World Wide Web feels basically the same. We're all scrolling the same sites, we're seeing the same memes, it all just feels kinda stuck. Seriously, when is the last time something online genuinely surprised you? Not in a viral TikTok way, but a, oh yeah, this is why I logged on kind of way. For me, the answer is something called the acid test, which is just a radio show, but it's done in a slightly different way, using slightly different tools, and it was created by this guy.
I'm Matthew Chaim, a musician, singer-songwriter.
I sat down with Matthew to talk about his project, but first I wanted to understand where it came from, what led him here, and why he cared so deeply about music.
Yeah, I kind of got started a little late in life, relatively. I played the drums when I was a teenager, but kind of didn't have the stamina to stick with it, and fell off early in my teens. But then music came back around in the form of rapping in university days. And then it kind of went from this fun little hobby thing I was doing with a friend into a more serious practice in about 2014, 2015. So we're just over a decade really of a deeper relationship with music. And then it was in 2017 that I kind of threw everything away and got in my car and drove from Montreal to LA across the continent and really pursued it and was doing my music, signed a record deal, signed a publishing deal, and got really serious about it in 2017.
And then COVID pulled the metaphorical aux cord. Shows vanished, momentum was lost, and it was just a difficult time for anyone trying to make a living by making music. I asked Matthew what that felt like.
I was starting to do shows and starting to get a live performance going. I just dropped my album with that label 4 months before COVID hit. So it was
Wow.
Right around that time. So maybe that added to the effect of them not really being able to make moves for me. But at the end of the day, yeah, I moved back to Montreal. A, shows obviously ended completely. And B, my collaborative nature ended too, because I wasn't in LA anymore and we couldn't even be in the same room. I never took very well to the online sessions. Everyone moved to Zoom co-writing sessions, but I'm very tangible and want to be in the room with people if I'm going to create with them. So I actually ended up I became very prolific in my self-contained music production, creating everything on my own, really for the first time ever. Well, it did mean I guess a big pivot for my career in that it aligned with my deep dive into crypto, basically.
Okay, pause. I bet I know exactly what happened in your brain when you heard the word crypto. You're thinking, oh great, another crypto bro trying to solve problems that don't exist with blockchain solutions. But here's the thing. This is a genuine problem, and Matthew found a genuine solution. And if you can't tell from the interview, he's not the kind of person who you might think of as your typical crypto bro. He's a musician who got screwed by the music industry, and he stumbled into this weird corner of the internet where things actually work. And that's how we get to the acid test, which is one of my favorite examples of crypto projects in existence. Okay, so you know how radio used to work, actual radio? There would be a person who had good taste, they would curate music, they would play it for people, they would create a shared experience. And then streaming happened and algorithms took over, and now we're just kind of all in our own little Spotify bubbles. Well, acid test is we went back to that original idea but made it work for artists in 2025. And it does so using crypto. Acid test lives inside this app called Farcaster, which at first glance looks a lot like Twitter. You scroll, you post, whatever. But there are two things that make it completely different. Every account is connected to a wallet, and it's really, really, really easy to build apps that run inside the feed. Acid Test is one of those apps. You can listen for free, but because your account is connected to a wallet, you can click a button and send Matthew $1 to collect the episode. Not through Spotify or some weird way where a middleman is taking a cut. The dollar goes from your wallet to Matthew. It's direct, it's small, and it's working. I asked him how it felt when he received his first dollar for episode 1.
And I was very pleasantly surprised with the reception when I first put it out, and like it did a lot better than I expected, honestly. I think I told my wife, I was like, yeah, it'd be cool if like 20 people listen to this thing, like we get a few like people who collect the episode and, you know, kind of build it from there. And then I think there was like over 1,000 mints on the first episode. You know, the episode was collected over 1,000 times and it was played more than, you know, streamed more than that. So it really built a nice little pocket of listeners and collectors of the show.
1,000 people. 1,000 people heard his first episode and were like, yeah, this is worth $1. But here's where it gets mind-blowing to me. The money doesn't just go to Matthew. Every dollar gets automatically split with anyone else who helped make that episode. The interview guests, the musicians whose song Matthew plays, anybody. And there's no paperwork or waiting 6 months for the check to come. It's just going from your wallet to these people. The dollar is getting split automatically. I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to feature your song on my radio show, and you're going to receive splits of the fee that people are paying to collect it automatically through these splits. I don't have to do anything, and it shows up in their wallet. And then I get a message like, oh, hey, like, thank you for featuring my song. I just got, you know, a couple bucks. I featured Leo Pastel, who is an active musician in the space, and I didn't even ask him for his wallet address. I just grabbed his Farcaster wallet address and pasted it in, and then he's like, suddenly my USDC or ETH was going up in my Farcaster wallet, and I didn't know why, and then I realized it was from Acid Test. Like, he just casted that, you know, so it's great. It's like permissionless, just like sending people money.
I didn't make this video to talk about crypto. I didn't make this video to talk about music. I made it because I saw someone make something that felt like it mattered. There's this thing that happens on the internet where things break and we're all just okay with it. But in this case, someone built a new version because they wanted to, because they cared.
I could create whatever I want with this. It brought creativity into the monetization aspect, distribution aspect of your work, and defining the value like I would want to define it is a really powerful thing, and put that out there on the internet.
We spend all day online now. Every thought, every photo, every song is filtered through apps that we don't control. And most of the time, we're not even really mad about it. We've just become used to this being the way that it is. But every now and then, someone builds something that reminds you that it doesn't have to be like this. That's what Acid Test is, and that's what Matthew's doing. He made a radio show, he put it in a space where artists actually get paid, and now he's sending people money. Stuff like this reminds me that the internet isn't actually broken. It's just waiting for people like Matthew to build the next version.